Selling products on Walmart is a great extra income stream whether you're just looking to start your first online business or you're an existing giant e-commerce seller. After starting my own online business with about $1,000 that I made in high school and scaling that into $7 million sold online, I'm always looking for a great new marketplace to start selling products on. And right now I can pretty safely say that selling products on Walmart is second only to selling on Amazon. Even though selling products on Walmart isn't the Wild West that it was 5 years ago, the upside to that is I start to see more and more people by the day making a full-time living selling products on Walmart. So in this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you how I sell products in my own Amazon store, how to get set up as a seller, what products to sell, and how to actually scale a Walmart business. And especially if you already sell on Amazon or similar marketplaces, you need to open a Walmart seller account because you can often sell the exact same things you're already selling, increasing your revenue with no extra effort. And for those of you that do already sell on Amazon, one of the primary benefits is that while Amazon's traffic is definitely higher than Walmart selling traffic, the amount of Walmart sellers compared to the amount of buyers on Walmart is a much higher ratio. So for every customer on Walmart.com, there's way fewer sellers per buyer, which means more profit for Walmart sellers. But you already clicked on this video because you know how important it is to become a Walmart seller. So let's just jump into it, right? How do we actually get a Walmart selling account? Step one is just to go to seller.walmart.com, and then you'll just be able to make an account here. Keep in mind, you do need to make a separate Walmart seller account, and you don't need to watch me fill out a form item by item, but a couple of the important things that you do need before you start selling on Walmart is a legal business name and a legal business tax ID. So Walmart does require you to have an LLC, so just a super simple form of company structure as well as an EIN. Both of those things are typically free or very cheap through your Secretary of State's website or just the IRS to get your EIN. And then the rest of the things on the form are pretty standard: name, email address, phone. I'm going to assume you've got a name, otherwise I don't know how people get your attention, but just go ahead and fill out that basic information here. And then as another note, as you go through the sign up process, Walmart does like it if you are already an existing business of some kind. So if you already have an Amazon store or an in-person store, make sure to link as much information as possible relevant to that. Since I was already an established Amazon seller, that made it a lot easier for me to get approved to sell on Walmart. But the nice part about signing up for Walmart seller accounts is it used to be a really slow process, but recently it's become a matter of just like a couple of days for them to review your application rather than potentially weeks. And along with the Walmart seller account, you also need a couple kind of fundamental tools for actually selling on Walmart. The first of which being WAMP, which is essentially your product sourcing tool. We'll break down how this works, but this is the tool we can use to figure out how fast things sell, who's selling them, if we can make sales as a third-party seller, lots of important data. So if you really want to follow along in detail, I'd recommend getting free trials and just downloading these right now as we're going through, because another one of the tools that you'll need is actually the sponsor of today's video, but it's a tool I use anyway for my own Walmart selling business, being Flash Pricer. We'll talk about this more later on, but this is the tool that you'll use to automatically have your prices change on every product that you sell. This is the one that I've seen to increase Walmart profits the most automatically, and basically just keeps you competitive for the pricing and kind of just keeps your pricing competitive so that you're not constantly like changing prices yourself. The market can change pretty quickly, so you want to make sure you're always optimizing for the most profit while also still making sales. And then another tool that you'll find helpful for your Walmart business as you scale is Boxem. Boxem's Walmart features are currently in beta for anyone who wants to access them. You just need to let the support team know, but this is how you can see all of your inventory in detail and also make shipments a little bit faster within Boxem. Okay, cool. So now we have a Walmart selling account. What the heck do I even sell on that Walmart account? For me, it's just stuff like this, right? This is actually an example of a product that I personally sold on the Walmart marketplace, but this is actually just something I bought at my local store. The main thing to keep in mind is when you are starting a new business, you need to make everything as simple as possible within reason, right? So you don't want to be making new products or making new listings, things like that. All I do is buy and sell products that already have existing listings, which in this case, using the WAMP Chrome extension, we'll also be using the WAMP app to source profitable items. This is basically the tool that has the most historical data for any Walmart seller to help you estimate how fast the product actually sells, help you estimate how much profit you're going to make. So when you're out in the wild sourcing, let's say you find this for 20 bucks and you want to see how much profit that's actually going to make you. In this case, the answer would be about $4. If you want a more detailed breakdown of the different fees you're paying, or you want to toggle between the different ways of selling products on Walmart, you can check that out down here in the fee calculation. And that brings up another topic, which is super important to understand, being Walmart fulfillment services versus seller fulfillment. Those are essentially the two ways that you can sell products like these on Walmart. And the big difference between those two fulfillment methods is with fulfillment by Walmart, we're shipping everything off to Walmart all at once. We ship it to their fulfillment centers. It checks in, and then as it checks in, customers who shop on Walmart will be able to buy directly from that listing. And then when a Walmart customer goes on and buys from us, Walmart is the one who actually does the final shipping, gets everything out to the customer for us. If you compare that to seller fulfillment, we're shipping the order out directly directly to the customer if it sells. And in that case, you'll just have a pile of that inventory sitting in your house or in your warehouse somewhere. Keep in mind that the fees between seller fulfillment and Walmart fulfillment also differ. As you can see here, if I toggle on Walmart fulfillment services, you can see the profit goes down, which makes sense because the amount that we're going to pay Walmart to take care of shipping it out to the customer for us in this case is going to be about $3.50. One other thing you'll note is that we also pay a referral fee on every product that we sell on Walmart. That's essentially the price we pay for Walmart to be doing at this point like decades of advertising to get people to go shop at Walmart where they can eventually buy from us. And then that goes up as a percentage as you increase the price of your product. But in this case, the fulfillment fee is going to stay the same because they're doing the same work to get that product shipped out. This fulfillment fee is going to vary depending on the weight of the product, the category. Walmart does show you how all these things are calculated, but you might as well just use WAMP so you can actually have all these fees calculated on the fly. But at the end of the day, we're running a business, so you want to be as efficient as possible. Just make sure you're using a software like WAMP. Okay, so now with a lot of the basics out of the way, we need to actually find these products together, right? It's not super helpful for me to just show you something I've sold. So there's lots of different ways to source products for you to sell on Walmart. But what I've seen to be the easiest way to find those first products is to physically go out to the stores to start looking for some products. In fact, let's just go jump in the car right now and see what profitable products we can find together at my local store. Let's get it. So what's crazy about finding some of those first products to sell on Walmart is that going physically to Walmart is one of the best places to source. So I want to go ahead and just start hunting for clearance sections. And when I'm in the store, I use the WAMP mobile app as well to start sourcing products, which by the way, will be publicly available in a couple weeks. They gave me special access to start showing it off for you guys. And what I'm doing is I just scan the barcodes of the products, and that's going to load that product data from Walmart and show me what it sells for. And I can plug in my cost price. So I want to plug in $3 here, and that'll basically show me how much I'm going to make on this product. And I want to zoom out a little bit and scan some more products with you so I can show you what data we're specifically looking at. So let's go ahead and take a look at this toy, for example. You'll plug in $14, which was my cost price here. WAMP shows me this sells almost 400 times a month, which is pretty crazy. We're actually going to make about $4 profit per sale on this. The ROI is a little bit low, but pretty decent example right here off the bat. I also found these like range finders here. These were interesting because I saw the original sticker said they were selling for like $140, but they had them on clearance for $50. So plugging that one in on WAMP, I was able to see this was actually a pretty good winner. Data shows it sells 20 times a month, plugging in $50 as our cost price. The profit looks really good. One quick note here is that little red ruler is showing me that there's no dimensions on this product. So to have our fees properly calculated, we just need to enter in some estimates just based on kind of what I'm seeing in person. The weight itself is the most important part. And you're going to see that's going to reduce our profit just a little bit, but that makes sense. That's the fees that we're going to pay Walmart to actually receive this product, ship it all out to customers for us. And you can see how the fees will actually change if we decide to ship it to the customer ourselves. Keep in mind when I flip the switch, that's no longer including the shipping directly to the customer. So often it ends up being a similar profit. They also had some of these like base layer pants here. Again, there was no dimensions on this one, but since it sells pretty well and they had them on clearance for $6, I wanted to go ahead and check out what it would be after I entered in the actual shipping fees. But since that $3 profit was before any of our shipping fees or anything like that, usually that's going to be at least a few bucks. There's probably no reason to plug that in. It's going to be a skip, but not by much. They also had some of these like mattress protectors. Again, there's all kinds of random stuff you can sell on Walmart. This one just wasn't cheap enough at the store. Had to move past it. And then they also had some of these junior golf clubs that I was just super curious on, to be honest. But these were going to be no good since they were on clearance for about $70. Before we factored in any kind of shipping, there was $8 in profit. So definitely not going to make any money unless you're in the market for some comically short golf clubs, which in this case, I got you covered. So that's option one for sourcing products. I actually did a full video where I saw how much money I could make sourcing just one clearance aisle, and it went pretty well, as you can see. So keep your eyes peeled for that in the future. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. But with this in mind, let's jump back to the computer and see if we can source some stuff to sell all from our laptop. And now that we're back from the store, I also want to break down how we can source some of these products online just super quickly, because I totally understand if you don't have a Walmart near you or a local discount store, that kind of thing, where you just want to build a business online, definitely you can take advantage of something like this. So I pull up this product as an example because it is like a seasonal candy type thing. When I look at the other sellers on this on WAMP, we know for a fact that these people, they have to be resellers, right? No like big giant wholesaler is selling these Valentine's Day candies well after Valentine's Day now. And what I can do when I start pulling up these storefronts is to start seeing what their favorite brands are, how many of these products they carry. And looking at the stats here, this is going to help me understand which brands might be good to resell on Walmart to begin with. It looks like this person, their favorite brand is Kirkland Signature. They might just be walking around Costco with the WAMP app here and scanning things. That could be a good way to source some products. Seems like it clearly has been for this person. If we look at one of these other people on this listing, seems like they sell lots of of clothes and toys and such. So we can even just zero in real quick and see like what these products are generally going for. Another quick note, as you're sourcing for products online, typically I like to look for things where there's a little bit of price action. So the price is moving around usually indicates that the prices are shifting between different sellers, or at least there's some form of competition. And I'm looking for things that ideally have some reviews or have some estimated sales according to WAMP. So like this one, for example, if you just hit the title, it'll pull up the information over here, and then I can go ahead and Google the product and we can just get a quick feel for what do these cost online. Generally like $50 to $75. This is only selling for $55. So it would be pretty hard for us to find like a crazy good coupon or something that makes this item profitable. Whereas if we compare it to, I don't know, something like this, let's check this out. It has one review. See, the price is moving around a lot, so probably does actually sell. This is just like interesting. Maybe the general practice you want to get into is, does this seem a little bit overpriced? Does it seem like I can get it cheaper elsewhere? And in this case, I think we might have a good example, to be honest, because these are like 24 bucks. Let's see, 24 bucks, plugging that in on our cost. Right now it is a 23% ROI, but here's where we can just go the quick extra step. So let's see, like Nike, Shields, Foot Locker. I do this a ton for my Amazon arbitrage business, but it's also just as important for Walmart, because what we can do is we can go ahead and check and see, all right, so like Nike, they are selling 5% discounted gift cards today. So basically we could go and buy 5% off discounted money, essentially. I'll show you what it looks like when we check all of these. Let's see, Foot Locker, also 5% off. Champ Sports, also 5% off. And then I think we also had Shields on here. There's actually different versions of this one too. Let's see, yeah, so like the white one is 20 bucks, the black one is 24. What kind of discounted gift cards? So yeah, it seems like, so Shields has 6%, we saw right there. And what's going to happen, you could go to like arbitrage here, card here in this case, you would buy a $100 gift card for $94 effectively, and then you have lowered your buy cost. So why don't we go ahead and subtract that 6% here? That's going to be around like 22.50-ish, which should increase our profit to, yeah, being somewhat interesting. Right now we have a 31% ROI. Not to mention we can also use some cash back and other things. And really it's just, we checked a couple products and found something that's like pretty decent, nothing amazing, but that's a repeatable process. So let me know if you guys want to see longer detailed videos of sourcing products like this for Walmart as well. All right, so we were making some progress. We know how to sign up, we know how to source products, but obviously you don't want to have a pile of stuff in your bedroom floor. So how do we actually get this stuff sold? And to clarify, that's where we need to jump back into our Walmart Seller Center. And what we need to do is actually start listing all these profitable products that we know how to source on Walmart so we can make the sales, right? So go to catalog and then just press add items up here. That's going to take you to this screen right here, where I do want to clarify that there is a bulk importer for you to list things in bulk as a Walmart seller. I don't typically have a ton of success with this. There's a lot of like errors and that kind of thing that comes up. Maybe you have a lot more success than me, but what I typically end up doing for myself is going ahead and just searching for the products that I want to sell. You can see you can use UPC, EAN, whatever, however you want to identify it, or you can also just use titles. So for our example, let's say we want to list a different version of this, the Calico Critters example that we started with, right? So this right here, we can go ahead and add that. That's going to show up right there as an added item. And then in the bottom, we're going to click next. When we're listing items, it's also important to note to just list on the existing listings for these products, making sure you're listing under the exact same listing that WAMP already showed you has existing seller data. This is also where you'll select how you want to sell that product. So if you want to ship direct to the customer, do seller fulfilled. If you want to ship directly to Walmart and let them ship to the customer, you can select Walmart fulfilled right there. Another one of those maybe pro tips, if you want to call it that, is I tend to list everything as seller fulfilled. If you do Walmart fulfilled, it asks for a ton more information. And for me, I've tended to see it be faster just to go in and change those listings to Walmart fulfilled. But again, test lots of things. Anytime there's like newer marketplaces, there's going to be different ways to do things. So find the way you like to do it, but then just go down here and give it a SKU. So I'm just going to name it test because I'm just testing this with you guys. Go ahead and set the selling price. So I would always recommend setting that selling price above what it's currently selling for. So just in case it ever checks in and the price had gone up, you're not selling it for too cheap. And then you also need to go ahead and fill in the shipping weight for this product, which by the way, if you're ever unsure what the dimensions and weight and stuff is, you can always just pull up the product on WAMP, just click view weight and dimensions. And in this case, I can see this product weighs 0.37 pounds. If there's ever any data missing from there, you can usually find the estimate for how much it weighs on the Amazon listing for that product, or just Google it. But for listing this product via seller fulfilled, there's also some optional information if there is any like sale restrictions or anything like that. Hopefully you're not selling anything illegal, but in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and press submit. And then this listing is going live for us actively. As you can see here, it will take up to 4 hours for that item to actually show live. And you can also see the progress if you click this activity feed right here. And then once you do submit that, all you're doing is waiting for this to go from submitted to processed with no errors right there. And if you do have any errors, it'll explain what exactly went wrong with your upload so you can fix that. If you're keeping that item as a seller fulfilled listing, then congrats, it's live. Customers can start seeing that product on Walmart and potentially buying it from you as long as your price is good, which is the next topic we need to breakdown, but also if you wanted to see how Walmart fulfillment services work. I don't want to include a full shipment in this video just because it would get a little bit boring, but let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a full Walmart shipment guide. You can use Walmart Seller Center, or you can use the Boxem Walmart shipment beta, which has been a faster way for me to make Walmart shipments. And if you want access to the Walmart shipment Boxem beta, you can just reach out to Boxem down below. And now that we have all these products listed and shipped on Amazon, how do we make as much profit as possible? This is where repricing comes into play, which a lot of people think is the least important and last step, but is maybe the most important for actually making profit in the long run, right? Because what you'll end up doing is on every product that you want to sell here, I'm in just like my test account here, you'll go in here and you'll set the minimum and maximum price that you want this product to sell for. For example, I can see, for example, if you're selling this product in your storefront and you currently have your price set to 27 bucks, you're going to notice pretty quickly that's not going to be making a ton of sales, right? The current person selling this on Amazon is selling it for about 18 bucks, and this is a third-party seller. So what you'll want to do is go in here and set the minimum price that you want the product to sell for. So typically when you first list a product, you want that to obviously be a profitable price point. But in this case, if we set it below $17.95, we're probably going to have a hard time making a ton of sales, especially since when we look at the past data on WAMP, you can see the entire how much this product has been selling for over the whole history of the product, the last year. And you can see this is actually the highest price point this product is sold for in quite a while. So what we need to do is go in here and set that price at around 17 bucks, right? That's just the price we're going to have to set this at to sell it. And then we'd also want to set a maximum price. I usually like to use the highest price that I've ever seen it realistically sell for, just in case I end up being the only person on the listing left. I don't want it to be at a crazy high price where the price is going to jack it up, right? So probably just set this to 25 bucks or so, right? Seems like the highest it's ever really sold for is $19, but just in case maybe somebody would buy this at 25 bucks. And then the last thing you need to do is go ahead and select a strategy for how you want this product to behave. So I can just select one of those rules there. These rules are all custom configurable. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep your price in that price range, following this rule set to optimize for as much profit as possible. And specifically what those strategies look like, if I just go ahead and dive in here and look at this one, we can just edit the pricing rule. All this repricing rule is doing in this case is basically saying, hey, when the price is the buy box, which is what people are paying when they click add to cart, match it, right? Make my price the same price, because that's how we're going to make sales. As long as we have the same shipping speed and same price as other Walmart sellers, those sales will rotate naturally between us. And you can even see how that has happened in the past on the pie chart on the buy box analysis on WAMP. So you can see everybody who's been sharing sales, you know, what price they were selling at, all that good stuff. But our goal with this repricing rule is just to go in there and match. We don't need to undercut people, lose profit, all that kind of stuff. We just need to go in here and match prices. The sales will naturally rotate to us. But it's super important to make sure we're following and raising our prices up and down when other people adjust so that we're making sales and maximizing profit. That's a pretty simple breakdown of repricing, but again, I don't want to overwhelm since you're just getting started on Walmart. I do have more advanced videos on that topic, but now your next step is to just take action, right? Make sure you go grab a 2-week free trial of Flash Pricer. Also, make sure you go ahead and try WAMP for free so you can start sourcing products, and then just go get after, right? Go hit the stores, maybe source some products online. Let me know how it's going in the comments. I love seeing people come back with progress updates. Hey, I found a product, or hey, I'm struggling. I'm not really quite getting it. Let me know down below. And while you guys are down there, you can subscribe. All that good stuff helps me out with the YouTube algo if this was helpful. But I really appreciate you watching this video. And if you're interested in selling more stuff on Walmart, and if you're interested in selling more products on Amazon as well as Walmart, go ahead and click this video right here.